And the thing that you find in most processed foods is that they will have a combination or all three of the S's. They will have salt, sugars, and saturated fats. And again, these are things that are only really necessary in very small amounts for our bodies. I just brought these along because this is my son's dinner yesterday. Okay, he had two of these sticky barbecue things, and he had 2 potato waffles. Okay, and the salt content of the 2 barbecue things were 1.6 grams of salt, or per portion 13% of the chicken he was eating was salt. And in relation to each of the waffles, each waffle contained 7% salt. So that was probably more or close on his entire daily take, regardless of any other foods he had, like bread or whatever. And it just shows you the amount of things that are put into processed foods. But that's just by way of example. Again, something else I picked up, and I picked this up in a health food shop. It's just one of these bars, and it's called Oats and Honey. And given that oats and honey are given equal billing on the front of the pack, my expectation would be that there'd be a lot of oats and a lot of honey in this bar. The reality is there are oats, but only 2% honey. And what's even more interesting is on the list of ingredients, and you know that we always put the large amount first, and then it works its way down. Honey doesn't feature on the first line because it's only 2%, but sugar does. Sugar is the second ingredient in the health food, in this health food bar. So I suppose the message I'm trying to convey really to you is, apart from cutting back on the processed foods, that if you are going to eat a processed meal or that, you might take a little bit of time to actually get the glasses out, as I have to do, and just see what it is that you're eating. It's worth a consideration in order to help you just cut back in some way on foods that might not be healthy for you. Alcohol. And interestingly, I was kind of back researching this, and they are able to trace alcohol back to the Neolithic period. I think that's something like 10,000 years back. So alcohol is something that's been around in all cultures and civilizations for a very, very long time. It's still very much a feature of our own society today. Why has it been so prominent, and why is it still there? The answer being that the main ingredient in alcohol is ethyl alcohol, and that is a mood-altering drug. So that's the primary reason why people engage in drinking alcohol. It's to alter their mood. They'll give you all other sorts of reasons that you like the taste in that, but primarily it's the ethyl alcohol, and your mood will alter more dramatically and more significantly depending on the amount of ethyl alcohol that you ingest. Now, it may be wrapped up in all sorts of different compounds and different flavors. My wife was drinking a bottle of beer the other night, and one of the ingredients was toffee. I saw another one in the fridge that my son had bought, and one of the main ingredients was chocolate. But really what you have to be looking at in relation to your consumption of alcohol is what percentage proof ethyl alcohol are you ingesting. Your standard pint in this country would come in at around 4.2. I think white wines generally come in around, is it about 9 or 10 or thereabouts, give or take. I mean, these aren't exact, and red wines tend to be just that little bit stronger. Now, there has been some research, in fact there's a fair bit of research that would indicate that very small amounts of alcohol could be beneficial to you. They can actually help your cardiovascular system. But I would suggest, for the small benefit that you might gain from drinking the alcohol, if you went for a 25-minute run, far more, or a walk for that matter, far more beneficial to you. When we talk about safe limits, and again, this varies from country to country and from research to research, but generally again, 22 units of alcohol is considered safe limit for a man, and somewhere around 14 units for a woman. And what is meant by a unit, 2 units would equate to a pint, and 2 units would equate to a sort of a decent glass of wine. The other thing in relation to your consumption of alcohol is that anything more than 4 units is considered binge drinking and to be detrimental to your health. So, like anything beyond two pints, you know, you're looking in from a medical perspective of binge drinking. That's how most of the studies would rate it. The other thing about alcohol then is it takes time to go through your system. And again, I did some research on this a long while back, and some studies, and 1 pint of whatever, you know, whether it's Guinness, Hart, or whatever, with 4.2% ethyl alcohol in it, would probably take anything up to 2 hours to clear your system. So I think this is something that a lot of people have forgotten about in the past in our drinking culture, where they were drinking late into the night or maybe into the early morning, and then still went out and drove the next day, not realizing that they would be way over the legal limit. And I suppose this is an educational thing. This presentation might help some people in that regard, and just to cut back on alcohol. We come to the output. Again, we're all familiar with the importance of taking exercise and the benefits of such. So that type of exercise could be anything from walking, jogging, going to the gym, sport, cycling, Pilates, yoga, dance, or, as I like to do from time to time, swim. Now, is any one of these better than the next in relation to your own health and well-being? And the answer probably is no, because if you're not doing something that you actually enjoy, the likelihood is that your enthusiasm for engaging in that particular type of sport will wane very, very quickly. So what are the benefits? And again, you know, I'm not going to go through these fairly quickly because I'm aware that you're probably knowledgeable enough on these. You know, cardiovascular system is going to benefit greatly from engaging in some sort of sport or exercise. It's good for your bones, your muscles, and your joints. Cancer reduction. Exercise is linked into a number of cancers that can be, your risk of cancer can be reduced by engaging in exercise, and overall your mental health and well-being. Again, anytime we take exercise, endorphins are released in the brain, and those endorphins have a direct effect on mood. So here we go again. You could be drinking your beer to get a mood-altering effect, or you could actually be taking exercise and have a similar effect. Can help in the reduction of diabetes, an obvious one again, weight reduction, and reducing your blood pressure and your cholesterol.